What's good, everybody? Welcome to a Theme Park podcast. I'm your host, Frankie Screams, back here with you again for another massive news update. It's been about It's been like 4 or 5 days since the last news update, which covered nothing but Universal news. We do have quite a few updates from Disney World that I am very excited to get into, which we will dive right into in just a brief moment. But I did want to say, hope everybody is having a great morning, a great afternoon, a great night, whenever you're watching this episode. I do appreciate you guys checking out the show. Maybe this is your second or third time tuning in. So I just want to say shout out to you for continuing to check in with me and see what we have going on here at A Theme Park Podcast. It's a brand new show. I just started this last week, and we hit the ground running, trying to pump out as many episodes as I can a week. Also working on like YouTube content and all sorts of things like that. Still a very small show, but I am very thankful for any listener that tunes in. And I also want to say, if you did discover us through the YouTube Shorts algorithm, shout out to you as well. YouTube Shorts right now is like our number one marketing tool. This is where we are getting the most views. This is where we are getting the most subscribers. Just from me breaking down episodes into clips and putting them up. We have been doing pretty decent on YouTube. Let's see, where are we at? In the last 28 days, we have 27,000 views. Not too bad. The big hit from our YouTube Shorts releases was the rant on the Disney trash cans, the new Disney trash cans. A lot of people seem to be connecting with that one, and I can see why. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Really do appreciate you guys. So excited to keep this podcast going and to keep feeding you guys great coverage on all theme park related news. As of now, we are definitely still leaning more towards the Orlando market as far as news updates go. We've got a lot of updates on Universal, a lot of updates on Walt Disney World. I am trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to soak in more Disneyland and Universal Hollywood news, as well as, you know, other regional theme parks from across the country and even the world. So we'll slowly work those West Coast park news stories into the podcast. But as of now, it's mostly East Coast based. So yeah, we will dive right into the news. I'm ready to go. I'm very excited for this. I've got my Dunkin' iced coffee with me. I'm caffeinated to the max. I've got my Monster with me in case I start to need a little bit more energy, because we do have a shit ton of stories for you today. It started off like, as I was gathering news articles for this episode, it was kind of slow, probably just because it was like the weekend. And then finally, over the last day or two, things really picked up. And then right before I started recording, Disney broke some massive news, which I'm glad they broke the news right before I started recording. That way I was able to squeeze it in. And it actually will be our number one story of the day. So let's get right into it. But first, I need a sip of my coffee. Whew. All right. Let me just get myself situated here, because like I said, we have a long one today, and I don't want to go over an hour. I'm hoping we don't. I don't think we will, but you never know. Oh, one thing I did forget, on the YouTube channel, I will be trying to experiment with video exclusives, meaning pieces of content that don't come from the main podcast that you're listening to now. I did do my first video, and it's called Exploring the Internet. So I explored theme park internet. For this episode, I was going through some Reddit forums, recorded about an hour's worth of content, which I will be breaking down into different episodes. The first episode is already up, and it features me being quickly triggered by a Reddit user's hot takes, particularly on their opinion on Marvel Superhero Island. I did not take too kindly to their opinions of that land, and you will see that I am easily triggered when you watch that new YouTube video. So please go to our YouTube channel, A Theme Park Podcast on YouTube. Check that out. Give me a like, leave a comment. Please subscribe. It helps a lot. All right. Disney news to kick things off. Story number 1. Disney releases new map for Cars area in Magic Kingdom. Right before I started recording today's podcast, this news was released. We just got our first official look at Disney's brand new Cars Land expansion inside of Magic Kingdom, and it is called Piston Peak. Those are some hard P's on there. I'm glad I have the pop filter on my microphone for this one. The new Cars Land at Magic Kingdom will officially be called Piston Peak. And this isn't just Radiator Springs 2.0. This area takes major inspiration from national parks and brings the world of cars to life with a wilderness twist specifically themed to the fictional Piston Peak National Park from the movie Planes, Fire, and Rescue. The new land will replace Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America. So, one of the biggest new additions to this Cars Land is the high-speed racing attraction where you'll tear through rocky terrain, dodge geysers, and swerve through muddy trails. Disney says this ride will feel like off-roading, with each car having its own unique personality, name, and number. There's also a lot of water in the concept map. We're talking waterfalls, rivers, and scenic touches meant to mimic real national parks like Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. Disney clearly wants this to blend seamlessly next to Big Thunder Mountain, which itself was inspired by Bryce Canyon National Park. And yes, that is good news for longtime fans. The river is staying, or at least a portion of it. According to early map views and community reactions, it seems like Disney is keeping at least the front portion of the Rivers of America intact. That's a huge win for fans who didn't want to see the entire area erased. Since the original concept art came out and the original announcement happened at D23, a lot of diehard Disney fans were pissed off. Let's just put it bluntly. They were pissed off. And the reason is because taking a body of water out of a theme park in the middle of Orlando, Florida, is going to seriously make that park a lot hotter overall. Huge bodies of water do a great job of cooling the surrounding area. So, I mean, not only from an aesthetic point of view, which I get 125%, it's also just a weather concern, a heat concern, you know? So for them to, in this new artwork, reveal that they are keeping a portion of Rivers of America intact, that's a huge win. And I'm just gonna finish reading what I wrote, and then I'll go into a little bit more of my thoughts. The final day to experience the area in its current form is July 7th. That's when Tom Sawyer Island, Rivers of America, and the Liberty Square Riverboat will officially close. Construction walls will likely go up shortly after. No opening timeline has been set yet for Piston Peak, but the fact that they dropped a new map means we're entering the real deal development phase. All right, so I'm currently looking at the brand new map that they released. You can see that we have plenty of water still. We've got waterfalls. Looks like we have like a little cave going on over there. You can see Tiana's right here. Big Thunder Mountain is right there. And then this is all the new stuff. Looks amazing. Looks really, really good. I'm not going to lie. This actually looks like it's going to blend in perfectly. A lot of people were worried that it would stand out like a sore thumb because they thought it would just be like a desert land. And that is not the case. This land is looking really beautiful, looking very vibrant, looking very colorful, and it's giving me hope. And it's exciting me because Magic Kingdom has not been exciting me. I haven't really... I've gone to Magic Kingdom a couple of times now over the last couple of years, and I just don't feel like there's anything new for me at that theme park. I just feel like I've done everything so many times now. And, you know, with the fact that it's so hard to get to and the crowds are insane, I just haven't been feeling Magic Kingdom. So this will definitely spark some interest. This will definitely get me to go back. Unfortunately, it's going to take many years, but who knows? Maybe Disney will go into overdrive mode, especially because they've got Epic Universe on their necks now. Hopefully they'll go into overdrive mode and work on this quickly as possible, and maybe we can see it open within the next 4 or 5 years. I don't think we'll get it any sooner than that. As much as I would love to see it, I just don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, there you go. There's your first look at Piston Peak. Looking fantastic. Moving on to story number 2. Muppet Vision 3D is officially closing this weekend. Muppet Vision 3D is officially closing at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The last day of operation will be this Saturday, June 7th, 2025. In a fitting tribute, cast members will be the final guests to experience this beloved show. Disney confirmed that they'll be hosting a farewell event for cast members, complete with food, games, and yes, the infamous Pizza Rizzo will be open one last time just for them. Mama Melrose's restaurant has already served its final guests back on May 10th, and now the rest of this corner of the park is getting ready to say goodbye as well. As many have suspected for a while, the long-awaited Monsters, Inc. themed land is officially becoming a reality. But unfortunately, Muppet Vision 3D and the surrounding area are the biggest casualties, set to be demolished to make way for this brand new Monsters, Inc. expansion. And I believe the new Monsters, Inc. land will be called Monstropolis. Now, I did use a pretty scary word there when I said that the Muppet Vision 3D and surrounding areas are set to be demolished. The truth is, we don't know what's going to be demolished. I would like to think they're not going to demolish a lot of the really cool stuff that they have, like the Muppets statue and, of course, the Miss Piggy fountain. I would like to think they're not going to just throw that shit away. I would like to think that all of that stuff will be relocated and preserved. But anything like that, we still don't know. I really hope they do something with that Miss Piggy fountain, though. That thing is so funny and such an iconic water fountain. I remember seeing it as a child, and when I seen it again for the first time as an adult after many, many years, it just took me back to those days. I don't know what it is about that fountain. So yeah, Disney World, please save the Miss Piggy fountain. Speaking of Muppets, for those of us who have a soft spot for the Muppets, there's at least some good news for you. Over at Sunset Boulevard in Disney Hollywood Studios, Disney is reportedly reimagining Rock and Roller Coaster with a Muppets theme. No official closing date for Aerosmith yet, but Disney says to expect new tunes and plenty of Muppet-themed merch when the updated experience finally drops. So yeah, we do have some good news as far as Muppets go. Hopefully a lot of those pieces that I was talking about, like the Muppet statue and the Miss Piggy fountain, hopefully they'll be relocated right to Sunset Boulevard where the new Muppets roller coaster will be, which is the Rock and Roller Coaster re-theme. And on one last note, there's talk that Disney is recording a final cast member performance of Muppet Vision for archival purposes. The film itself has already been digitized, and Disney says they're exploring ways to preserve the experience for fans, though no official plans have been announced. So yeah, it's a tough goodbye, but it's not entirely the end for the Muppets, hopefully. And I just want to say, I don't care where, I don't care how, I don't care when. Just don't let Muppet Vision 3D disappear. 3D was Jim Henson's final project that he ever worked on. That alone makes it sacred. But beyond that, it's funny, it's clever, and it's totally timeless. It deserves more than to just be demolished and forgotten. Like I said, I know those are scary big words and probably just overreacting, but it's a possibility, I guess, at this point. So this isn't just a theme park attraction we're talking about here. This is a piece of American art, and it should be preserved like one. So Disney, please do the right thing and find a new home for Muppet Vision 3D. I don't care where you put it. I don't care if it goes to a different theater inside of Disney World. I don't care if you take it to Disneyland. I don't care if you take it to overseas. I don't care if you put it on a cruise ship. Just please, let's keep Muppet Vision 3D going. Let's keep it alive. That's it for story number 2. Moving on to story number 3, Big Thunder Mountain refurbishment updates. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is making major progress in its ongoing refurbishment, and things are really starting to come together. Just last week, we saw what's rumored to be the final replacement track piece being installed on the coaster. And only a few days later, photos surfaced online showing that Disney has officially started envelope testing on the ride. Envelope testing is basically when Disney runs a special device with wheels along the new track to make sure everything is smooth and properly aligned. It's one of the final steps before actual ride vehicles return to the track, so it's a big milestone. That said, there's still a lot of scaffolding covering almost every structure of the attraction, including the mountain itself. So while the progress is exciting, there's still clearly work being done behind the scenes. And actually, it's not even behind the scenes. You can just go to the park and see there's a fucking giant crane still there. Like I said, scaffolding everywhere. So it's looking like we're getting closer. At least the track is complete, but we still have a long way to go. And if you are into the nitty gritty details of this refurbishment, and I mean deep dive level updates, there are a bunch of outlets covering the whole progress of the refurbishment. Jump on Google and check some of it out. I am super stoked to see what the new Thunder Mountain looks and feels like. There's not too much information on the track layout. I believe everybody is under the assumption that it's just the same exact layout. But I'm just going to say, how sick would it be if they made a couple minor changes to the layout and maybe snuck in a little bit of a surprise in there? You never know. You never know. At minimum, it's the same track layout, but maybe we've got some new animatronics and some show scene type of elements in there. Anything like that would really get me hyped up. I would just like to see a couple changes to that coaster. Why not? You guys are refurbishing it. It's an older roller coaster. It could use some TLC. Moving on to story number 4. New changes for Disney World pass holders. Heads up to all annual pass holders, starting July 20th, 2025, Disney is temporarily changing the reservation rules for Magic Kingdom. And it's all because of the debut of the brand new Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade, which begins July 20th. Here's the key change. If you are a pass holder and want to visit Magic Kingdom at any time of the day, you'll need a reservation, even after 2 p.m., which is normally not required. That means no more last-minute evening visits unless you've booked in advance. Now, park hopping is still allowed, so if you start your day with a reservation at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or Animal Kingdom, and you've tapped in there first, you can still hop to Magic Kingdom. But keep in mind, entry will be subject to capacity, and with the excitement around the new parade, it could definitely fill up fast, especially during those first couple of weeks. All the diehard Disney adults, all the diehard Disney families, and of course, the insane amount of influencers will be out there creating content, capturing all the moments. So yeah, if you're looking to be at Magic Kingdom for the new, what is this parade called? For the new Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade, you're going to want to get your reservations in there ASAP. We are moving on. Thank you, Duncan. Story number 5. Disney's fancy new adult lounge is opening soon. This one goes out to all the Disney adults. I know you're out there. Shout out to my sister. Geo82 is the brand new Spaceship Earth themed cocktail lounge opening in Epcot. And yes, it is 21 and up only. No kids allowed. The lounge has a futuristic meets luxury vibe going from what I've seen online and from the influencers that went. The lounge officially opens to the public June 4th, which is tomorrow. It's already booked out until August 1st. In fact, August 1st is probably sold out by now too, because I checked yesterday and there was only like 2 times that had availability. So I'm sure by now that's gone too. The spot is intimate, exclusive, and very much playing into that premium experience crowd. There's a $28 cocktail. Yes, $28 called the Brown Butter Old Fashioned. It is made with fancy bourbon, maple, Mexican chocolate bitters, and get ready for the next social media flex. It comes with Spaceship Earth ice. Literally, the bartender stamps the Spaceship Earth texture right into the ice cube inside of the drink. So get ready to see Spaceship Earth ice all over social media. And then food-wise, you're looking at $15 to $35 per adult for lunch and dinner. And there's also a $180 firework viewing experience from the lounge if you're feeling extra. And just to make it clear, reservations are required. This is not a walk up and sip type of place. They want this to feel fancy and exclusive. And honestly, they're succeeding. The place is already sold out for months in advance, and Disney adults are very hype on attending this lounge. Some Disney adults are calling this a game changer. A rare spot where you can have a drink in peace without seeing not only kids, but let me call it how it is real quick, annoying ass families as well. It's not just the kids that are annoying in these parks. Sometimes the parents are way more annoying than the kids. So this will be a place where you're guaranteed to have a calm place to go to during your day at Epcot to switch up the pace a little bit. I like it. I really, really do like it. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Speaking of adult-only places inside of Disney World, over at Magic Kingdom, we are getting the Beak and Barrel, a pirate-themed bar set to open late 2025. Just wanted to remind you guys that the Pirates Bar is still coming and is set to open late 2025. Somebody is cutting grass right by my window. Hopefully you guys don't hear him. I'm just going to keep going. Sticking with the Disney food topic, story number 6, same-day dining info podium at Disney Springs. Real quick update from last week, this one that I missed. Shout out to Dr. Disney on Facebook for catching this one and putting it on my radar. Disney Springs just rolled out a small but super helpful new feature, a same-day dining info podium. You'll find it right outside the orange garage. There's a cast member stationed there who can help you figure out what restaurants still have availability that day. Basically, if you didn't get a reservation and you're just winging it, this is a great little resource to check in with when you arrive at Disney Springs. So you're probably going to want to make it a habit to start parking at the orange garage when you're going to Disney Springs without reservations, or just wanting to see what kind of options you have for that day or time frame that you're working with. So quick story on that one. I do like that a lot. We do go to Disney Springs a couple of times every single trip, and sometimes we are overwhelmed with where we're going to go, where are we going to be waiting, how long are we going to be waiting. Going up to this podium now will be a game changer. Nice quick way to figure out what is your option. Moving on to story number 7. Story number 7. Rex the Dinosaur is coming to Disney California Adventure. Just wanted to mention this one real quick. Rex from Toy Story is now doing character meet and greets at Pixar Pier inside of Disney California Adventure. This is a limited time only meet and greet. Get there as soon as you can if this one is a must for you and your family. This is part of the celebration for Toy Story's 30th anniversary. 30 years of Toy Story. Yes, you are old. I am sorry I had to remind you. I'm old too, okay? I remember when Toy Story first came out. It feels like it was just a couple of years ago. But here we are. Now I'm a full-grown ass adult talking about Disney World news. Time flies by. All right, and then I didn't have this as one of my stories, but I figured I will mention it quickly. The new test track ride sign has been revealed. It is now visible for all guests walking by. It looks very sleek. It looks cool. So hopefully some more test track news on the way. I just wanted to add that. And now we are moving on to Universal Studios news updates. Story number 8. And this one is a giant Epic Universe update. So we've got a ton to cover with Epic Universe. So instead of breaking these down into separate stories, I'm just going to rapid fire this whole Epic update, or at least try to. I'm sure I will go on a couple of rants in between, but let's kick this off with, and I know I sound like a broken record, but Epic Universe is once again increasing its capacity. It's clear that the park operations are being put to test lately, and quite frankly, so is everyone's patience, but maybe we'll talk about that later. Crowds have been strong the past several days with long lines across the board for headliners like Ministry of Magic, Minecart Madness, and Mario Kart. Ministry still takes the crown for longest wait. Wait times are averaging between 120 to 250 minutes. Brutal. And the Toothless meet and greet is also still a huge draw, averaging 60 to 90 minutes on its wait time. People really want to meet that dragon. Holy crap. I know it's cool. Like, it definitely looks cool, and I can see why it's gone viral online. But I just can never picture myself waiting 60 to 90 minutes. Some people have even waited 2 hours to go up to a robot and pet it real quick. But that's me as an adult speaking who wants to go on rides all day. My nephew who just turned 10 and my niece who just turned 5, they met him. They waited an hour and they absolutely loved it. They said it was worth it for them. My nephew said it was like one of the highlights of the trip for him. So that goes to that tells you something. Like, even a bit of an older kid at 10 years old loved it just as much as the 5-year-old did. So yeah, shout out to Toothless. And then we've got some more epic news here. Fast passes are back, but they're going for $300. Yes, $300 for the skip a line system at a park with only 13 rides. I would love to know what everyone thinks about this pricing. If you're wondering if you should get a fast pass for this summer or fall, I'd say this. If you're absolutely determined to maximize your time at the parks when you go, it might be worth it to pay $300. But there are so many factors that go into it. If you've got like a family of 6 people, then I would instantly say no go, no shot, save your money. It's way too much. But if you're just paying for like 1 to 4 people, maybe it becomes more reasonable, at least for this time that we are living in now. Because the park is brand new. You're most likely going to experience every ride, some multiple times, and it's at a brand new, modern, high-tech theme park. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Personally, I'm never spending that much money on a fast pass. Not because I don't want to, but because I literally can't afford it. Because if I could afford it, I would definitely do it on a busy day going to Epic Universe just to make sure I'm maximizing my time there. But like I said, it all goes into different factors on your personal situation. My personal situation is I don't have anybody to pay for except for myself. So if I were going to the park today and it was really, really busy, if I had the money, I would pay $300. I'm not going to lie. Moving on, Monsters Unchained continues to perform really well. It's proving to be a true people eater ride, which is what every theme park needs. However, we've been seeing reoccurring reports, and by we, I mean I've been seeing reoccurring reports that the Dracula animatronic at the end of the ride isn't working consistently. Some guests say it's off during the morning but working by afternoon. Definitely a bit of deja vu from the preview season when we were hearing the same reports. However, I cannot confirm if this is the same Dracula animatronic that wasn't working before. So yeah, Monsters Unchained, my favorite ride of all time. Happy to see that it's still performing very, very well. The wait times aren't getting insane for the type of high quality attraction that it is. So I do love to see that. The Dracula animatronic at the end not working. Here's the joke that fans are already starting to make about that Dracula animatronic. They're saying, don't let this Dracula become Epic's Yeti. And that is a reference to the legendary Yeti animatronic on Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, which stopped working in 2006, the same year the ride opened to the public. It's been stuck in strobe light mode ever since. That's nearly 2 decades of Disco Yeti. So hopefully Dracula doesn't follow in those same footsteps. Moving on, I think that's it for Epic News for today. Yes, that is it for today. Story number 9. Ride Rockit is officially closing early. Universal has just made it official. Hollywood Ride Rockit is closing ahead of schedule. The ride will now shut down for good on August 18th, 2025, which is a few weeks earlier than the original rumored September timeframe. This news comes from Universal just days after we seen the construction walls come up at City Walk. So it looks like they are ahead of schedule and getting things going. This closure is making way for a new experience, though Universal have yet to reveal any concrete details just yet. Naturally, rumors are already swirling about a new coaster replacing Ride Rockit, but again, nothing has been confirmed. Now look, I know this ride has its fans, and I respect that, but I gotta be honest with you. Ride Rockit sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It fucking sucks. It's rough. It rattles your whole fucking soul. The vertical lift is cool. All right. Vertical lift is cool. If you're into that kind of thing, sure, I'll give you that. But after that, it just feels like it's trying to shake you to death. The whole pick your own music gimmick, it was fun once upon a time when it actually worked, but it hasn't been working for many years. Ride Rockit, I will not miss you. Sorry, not sorry. But I am super interested to see what they build in its place. Universal has been firing on all cylinders lately, and if this means a smoother, more exciting ride is coming, then bring it on. I think Universal Studios could definitely use another roller coaster to take its place and join the lineup of the Mummy and Gringotts as far as roller coasters at Studios goes. Studios needs its flagship roller coaster still. Ride hasn't been it for a long time. Islands of Adventure obviously has many, many huge e-ticket roller coaster attractions. But on the other side of things at Studios, we really don't have that mega coaster, that mega draw. Gringotts at one point could have been it, but it's not. Let's be honest. It's meant for specifically Harry Potter fans. It's indoors. You don't see it. It's not quite a regular roller coaster. It stops and does scenes and there's screens and things like that. And then Mummy, one of my favorite rides of all time, but it's an older ride now. The Mummy IP doesn't have the same like value that it used to have. So studios could really use a brand new roller coaster with a major IP attached to it. Maybe it's Fast and Furious, like they're doing at Universal Hollywood, or maybe it's based off of some other type of movie that has big plans. I don't know. But either way, Universal Studios could definitely use a new roller coaster once Rip Ride is gone. And I hope that is what we get. Story number 10. Hagrid's standby line is out of control. Just days after opening up the express pass lane, the wait times for Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike adventure have absolutely exploded. One user shared a screenshot showing the standby wait time at 215 minutes. That's over 3.5 hours. It's the highest we've seen it in a long time over at Hagrid's. And let's pull up the Thrill data graph real quick and see how this trend is looking. So I will open up. This is the heat map for the last like 30 days on Hagrid's. Looking at this, you can see a drastic change right after they opened the Fast Pass lane. We went from seeing a lot of yellow and even some green, but mostly yellow, to all of a sudden, since they've made that announcement, it has heated up drastically to the point now where we're seeing on average 120 minutes, 150 minutes. Today, is that today? Wow, today, right now, 120 minutes. An hour ago, it was at 168. That is insane and not a good time for people waiting in the standby line. I really do feel for them. This is wild. Since the express option launched, we've been seeing wait times consistently hit the 150 to 200 minute range on a regular basis. Now, to be fair, the express line is a lot faster. I saw one post where someone said they got through in 20 minutes while the standby line was posted at 180 minutes. Another person said they waited about 45 minutes. So right now, seems like express is ranging from 20 to 50 minutes depending on the time of day and crowd levels. But that standby, whew, that is looking rough. If you're doing standby, you may want to look into early entry through one of the resorts if you are not a premier annual pass holder. Moving on. We've got some Halloween Horror Nights news for you. Story number 7, Five Nights at Freddy's confirmed for Halloween Horror Nights. It's officially happening. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Universal dropped the announcement over the weekend via the official HHN account on X, confirming that Five Nights at Freddy's will have a presence at both Universal Studios Hollywood and Orlando. So, no matter which coast you're heading to, Freddy and the gang will be waiting for you in the dark. This announcement came right alongside the reveal of the official FNAF 2 movie poster and the theater release, which is set for December 5th of this year. But here's where it gets interesting, and it always does for Halloween Horror Nights. At least it seems to be that way for this year. The official post teases that Five Nights at Freddy's will be presented in a whole new way. Those 4 words have put the fan base into a frenzy mode. All over social media, people are buzzing with theories and trying to look way too into what a whole new way actually means. Some believe because of the way it was worded, it won't be a traditional house at all. And there are some people saying it's probably just a scare zone. It's probably just a photo op opportunity. Some people are saying maybe it's some sort of a restaurant overhaul, like a restaurant overlay, a restaurant retheme. No other details have dropped just yet, but we are hoping for more clarity soon. We don't know what's going on. Halloween Horror Nights continues to be very vague with their updates and give us little bits of breadcrumbs as far as updates go. They are slowly rolling this stuff out. If it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's getting the movie poster and theater release date announced, I don't even know if they would have given us this news, to be honest with you. I think they just kind of wanted to piggyback off of the movie news, so they just decided to drop something randomly on a Sunday at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. It was so random, caught people off guard. And then, like I said, on top of it, the way they worded it with a whole new way just has people flipping the F out. But honestly, in my opinion, we are overdue for some solid Halloween Horror Nights announcements. Let's get this hype train moving. Universal, come on, let's get this shit going. All right, I think that might be it for my news coverage today. Let me just check real quick with YouTube, make sure there's nothing that I left. Oh, okay. One quick thing for Universal news. Dark Universe is now included in Epic Universe early entry. So up to 1 hour prior to the park opening, you can get into the park through a perk from staying at one of the Universal resorts. The available attractions for early park entry are as followed: Mario Kart, Yoshi's Adventure, Minecart Madness, Stardust Racers, Constellation Carousel, Monsters Unchained, The Frankenstein Experiment, and Curse of the Werewolf. So there you have it. A couple of updates for early park entry. Just wanted to make sure I put that on your radar in case you are planning a trip for the near future. I will have another episode this week at some point. There is still a lot of news for me to get to. I just don't want today's episode to get too long. But in the near future, I do want to talk about Six Flags. A lot of stuff is going on with Six Flags. We've got park presidents being fired. We've got theme parks closing. We've got roller coasters that should have been opened within the next few weeks basically having no sign of life, having no buzz, no hype. It's been crickets for some attractions that are supposed to be opening. And I'm just talking about Six Flags New England here with Quantum Accelerator. So we will get into that in the next episode. I'm going to work on those stories a little bit more. We also have some other non-Six Flags related regional theme park news to go over. So I'm sure that will be in the next news update. Yeah, that will do it for today. Be sure to hit like, hit subscribe. If you're listening on a podcast app, please leave me a review. It would help me so much. I'm a brand new content creator, and things like reviews really go a long way for me. Also follow me on Theme Park Pod on TikTok and Instagram. The YouTube channel is a Theme Park Podcast. Look out for video exclusives. Look out for clips, shorts, all that good stuff on there. Email me at themeparkpod@gmail.com. Let me know what you think of the show so far. Let me know if you have any questions that I can answer for you. Like I said last time, I'm hoping to do mailbag segments once we build up the audience a little bit. I'll answer questions, read statements, check out your ideas, anything like that. I just want to spark some conversation with you guys. As I mentioned before, I'm still finding my voice. I'm still finding my style. I am trying to calm down with the swears. I did see one comment that was like, why is this guy swearing so much? That's just me. That's just how I talk. It's how I was raised. I was raised by a family that just has a potty mouth. I don't know what to tell you. I'm probably never going to change that, but I will try to calm down a little bit, especially for the main news updates and things like that. But whenever I'm doing like a reaction video for YouTube or an opinion piece and I'm like speaking from the heart, you're definitely going to hear me swearing a lot. So if that's not your thing, or if you don't want your children hearing my potty mouth, maybe it's not a good idea to listen to the show with them around, because I most likely will not be changing my ways. I will try to calm down a little bit though. Yeah, that's it for now. I did realize when I was making the Reddit React video, the exploring the internet video for YouTube, like I had no script and I was filming with the intention of actually I was like just practicing. Like I didn't even know if I was going to release the video or not. I didn't know if I was going to come across anything interesting, to be honest. So I was very much just like speaking from the heart, and I was super caffeinated. I had a coffee that day. I had an energy drink, and I think I had like a can of soda while I was filming. So I was off the wall. That is me at like 125%, 150% even. Like I was so hyper and just so over the top, and I over exaggerated a shit ton, but that is just me being myself and having fun. And yeah, I was just having fun. I hope you guys check out that video. We've got at least 2 more of those exploring the internet videos coming out within the next week or so. I had so much fun recording that. I hope you guys like it, because I would love to keep doing more of that kind of stuff. Anything really to get eyes on this main podcast. That is my goal. The main podcast that you're listening to right now, a Theme Park podcast, I want that to be like my flagship show, my flagship piece of content. And then, you know, we'll have other pieces of content that are just video only, maybe even just some social media only pieces. And all of that is really just meant to funnel people in to get them to come listen to this main show, a Theme Park podcast. So that's it for today's episode. Appreciate you guys sticking with me and listening and watching. Don't forget a Theme Park Pod on TikTok and Instagram. YouTube channel, a Theme Park Podcast. The email, themeparkpod@gmail.com. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I appreciate you listening and watching. We will see you next time in just a couple of days for some more news and theme park discussion. But until then, take care and peace out.